Let's start with a fruit that surprises many people: oranges. Yes, oranges are loaded with vitamin C, which is essential for immune health and even collagen production. But here's what most seniors don't know. The high acidity of oranges can actually trigger inflammation, especially in people with arthritis or joint pain. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to foods that disrupt internal balance. Acidic fruits like oranges can irritate the lining of your stomach and contribute to systemic inflammation, which is a key driver of joint stiffness, swelling, and pain. And it's not just the juice form you need to worry about. Even eating a couple of oranges per day, especially on an empty stomach, can increase the acid load in your body. That can lead to flare-ups in your knees, hips, and even your fingers. Another issue, citrus fruits can sometimes interfere with medications, particularly blood pressure or cholesterol drugs, which many seniors take daily. That means your body might not respond as well to your prescriptions, all while you're unintentionally increasing inflammation. But don't worry, you don't have to give up fruit altogether. Instead of oranges, switch to a gentler, joint-friendly fruit like papaya. Papaya is lower in acid and contains a powerful enzyme called papain, which has been shown to have natural anti-inflammatory properties. It's also rich in vitamin C without the harsh acidity. Plus, it's soft, easy to digest, and helps support gut health, which is directly linked to reduced inflammation. So if your morning routine includes a glass of orange juice or a few orange wedges, consider making a change. Try some sliced papaya with a few almonds or a sprinkle of cinnamon. It's a smart, joint-loving swap your body will thank you for. Remember, when it comes to aging well, it's not just about eating healthy. It's about eating what's right for your body now. Next up is a fruit that most people think is completely harmless: bananas. Bananas are often praised as a perfect snack. They're convenient, rich in potassium, and a great energy booster. But for seniors over 65, there's more to the story. Too much potassium, especially when paired with certain medications or a sodium-restricted diet, can actually lead to electrolyte imbalances. And that imbalance may cause muscle cramps, joint stiffness, or even swelling. You see, joints are not just bone on bone. They're surrounded by fluid, tendons, and tissues that rely on the right balance of minerals. When potassium levels get too high without adequate sodium to balance them, the result can be fluid retention, especially in the knees, ankles, and hands. That swelling puts extra pressure on your joints, making them feel heavier, achier, and less mobile. Bananas are also relatively high in sugar, especially ripe ones. One medium banana has about 14 grams of sugar. That might not sound like a lot, but for someone with joint pain or arthritis, sugar can act as an inflammatory trigger. Too much sugar over time leads to a rise in C-reactive protein, CRP, a known marker for inflammation in the body. Now, this doesn't mean you can never eat a banana again, but it does mean you should think twice before reaching for one every day, especially if you're dealing with joint discomfort or fluid retention. So what's a better option? Try berries, like blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries. Berries are low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and packed with anthocyanins, compounds shown to help reduce joint inflammation and pain. They also support blood sugar balance, brain health, and digestion, all key for aging well. Instead of a banana smoothie, blend some berries with unsweetened almond milk and a touch of cinnamon. You'll get all the taste and fiber without the joint stress. Remember, it's not about giving up fruits altogether. It's about choosing the ones that love your joints back. Yes, tomatoes are technically a fruit, and they're one of the most common triggers for joint pain in older adults, especially those suffering from arthritis. Why? Because tomatoes belong to a plant group called nightshades, which includes potatoes, peppers, and eggplants. Nightshades contain a natural chemical called solanine, which may irritate joints and increase inflammation in sensitive individuals. For seniors over 65, this becomes more important. As our bodies age, we naturally produce less collagen and our cartilage begins to thin. When you add solanine to the mix, it can exacerbate stiffness, joint swelling, and discomfort, especially in weight-bearing joints like the knees, hips, and lower back. You might be thinking, but I eat tomatoes all the time and feel fine. That's very possible. Not everyone reacts the same way, but here's the catch. Reactions can be delayed or build up over time. You might not notice the joint pain connection until you remove tomatoes from your diet for a few weeks and then reintroduce them. And it's not just fresh tomatoes to be aware of. Tomato sauces, soups, juices, and ketchup all count. These processed forms are often more concentrated and combined with added sugars and preservatives, which can magnify the inflammatory effect. So what can you eat instead? Try beets, a root vegetable that's naturally sweet, rich in antioxidants, and incredibly beneficial for joint and heart health. Beets help reduce inflammatory markers and boost circulation, which is key for keeping your joints nourished and mobile. Roasted beets, beet juice, or even a beet salad with olive oil can be a powerful alternative for anyone trying to reduce joint pain while still enjoying rich flavor. Remember, aging well doesn't mean you have to give up flavor. It just means becoming smarter and more intentional about what goes on your plate and into your joints.
Let's quickly recap what we just covered. Pineapple. Though packed with bromelain, its acid and high sugar content can worsen joint inflammation and stomach sensitivity. Bananas. High in potassium and sugar, they may lead to fluid retention and joint stiffness, especially if eaten daily. Tomatoes. As part of the Nightshade family, they contain solanine, which can trigger inflammation in some seniors' joints. Grapes, sweet but deceptive. Grapes are high in sugar and pesticides, both of which may contribute to systemic inflammation and joint pain. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up fruit. You just have to choose better options that help your joints thrive, not suffer. Best fruit swaps for seniors over 65. Berries, low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and excellent for joint health. Tart cherries, proven to reduce inflammation and arthritis pain. Beets, a sweet and earthy alternative with natural anti-inflammatory effects. Citrus in moderation, especially lemons and oranges for vitamin C, which supports collagen production. Aging doesn't have to mean aching. By making simple swaps, replacing that banana with a bowl of berries or skipping tomato sauce in favor of beet salad, you'll support your joints, reduce stiffness, and maintain your freedom and mobility well into your golden years. And don't forget, it's not just about what you avoid, it's also about what you add. Staying active, drinking plenty of water, and nourishing your body with anti-inflammatory foods can make a huge difference. Your joints carry you through every step, every hug, every moment. Treat them with care.